100 years ago, this mansion was one of the fanciest houses in rural America, and my great-great-grandfather bought it for $7,000. The electricity upstairs does not work, the electricity downstairs is super sketchy, and most of it's over 100 years old. 30% of the plumbing in the house doesn't work, the insulation's falling out of the walls, there's no water mitigation systems built in place in the basement, and we also have no protection to radon. So, I decided I am going to bring this mansion back to its original status of what it used to be 100 years ago. Welcome to the 100% restoration and remodel of my family's $7,000 mansion. Today we are going to be working on the main floor of the house, more specifically right inside of there. On the main floor of the house, we currently have a whole bunch of temporary walls in place, and pretty much all of these walls are going to be gone. So today we are going to be putting up a system of header boards, which is basically a system of bridges over here, over here, over here, over there. We have a whole bunch of them going on just like that one we got going right there. So that way we can get rid of all of these temporary walls and we can open up this entire floor. Roman and Justin are gonna get started on that. I have a little side thing that we've been waiting on for a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main heated shop. See this big old pallet of lights? We got like 30 lights right here. We're putting new lights in the shop today. So today we have Derek and Drew from Northwest Light Systems Co. I was pointing at your shirt, but I'll do that again. Okay, my hand.
Yeah, leave me hanging.
They're coming down today. They're gonna help us get our old ones down. We're gonna get these hooked up, and then we got the scissor lift over there, and we got the little baby scissor lift right there. We're gonna lift up and get all of these replaced.
So before we get started here, we're gonna take a reading of what you guys got for light coming off the ceiling now, and do a little before and after. So here we got a meter that can read that. So this is reading in foot candles. A foot candle is measuring how many lumens, or how many lux technically, per square foot.
So right here we have 17, 18.
16, 15, 10. Well, yeah, you put your hand there. I mean, like you said, put up to your head. Nothing there. But yeah, we came in here earlier. We had about 16, 17, 20 here, about 30 in the middle. So,
take a walk.
Yeah, we can take a walk here.
So this is the very brightest part of the shop right here. We have no light bulbs out. Okay, I take that back. There's one out right there, two out right there. But this is the brightest spot because we have the most light bulbs still intact. So what do we got? Okay, we're looking at 29.
28, 29, yep. So, I mean, when you put these in, these are probably, honestly, I bet you had 40 to 50. With over time getting dirty, bulbs getting weaker, it dropped it that much. We're gonna upgrade that today. I bet when we leave here, you'll have about 130.
And an NBA basketball court is 120?
Correct, yes sir. Yep. When we get done here, you'll have more light reflecting off your concrete, I would bet, than you do coming off the ceiling now.
So to hook these up, you put your line to here, your neutral to the white, and your green to the ground. And then it comes with a mounting bracket or a mounting chain hook, and you could set the height, or you can actually take the cover off and screw this directly to the ceiling like you did over at your other shop. So today, we're gonna be using these hooks. Put the hook in here, and then put it up to your hook that you have already up there, and call it a day.
So this should take us like, what, 5 minutes of light?
I was thinking 10.
10 minutes of light times 32 lights. So that's gonna take us 9 hours and 10 minutes.
Well, it depends if we keep talking.
Yeah. Right now we currently have T8s up above, and we've had them for probably, well, since the building was brand new in 2011. So we are gonna be replacing them with these Keystone High Bay LED 230s. And then Derek has this little sensor in his hand. So this is gonna be able to connect Bluetooth up, screws right into the middle. And then we are going to be able to control these lights from our phones. And they're also motion detector. So technically we don't even need the light switch.
No more leaving the lights on anymore.
No more $1,000 a month electrical bill, Dad. Derek's not actually this tall, he's just standing on the chair. How tall are you guys?
I was 6'9" at one time.
Holy cow.
About 6'5", 6'6", and then depends how high of heels I wear that night.
Oh boy.
Don't need to know. Hey, please use proper etiquette. You gotta use your beeper.
It's on, ain't it?
No, you gotta do it.
I gotta do the beeping? Watch your head.
Oh, I got plenty of room, Derek. So the good news is the way we have the shop wired up for the lights, we have everything on a plug-in, so we don't even have to cut power. We simply just unplug the light. We're gonna unhook it from these hooks right up here. See if we can keep from dropping the light. We want a rubber cord, so Derek's just gonna pop this little cover off, and then we should have access to our wire nuts. We're gonna undo these 3 wire nuts. So now installation of these is going to be super simple. We have the wires coming out of the light, so we're just simply gonna go green to green, white to white, black to black. Got my wire nuts. We'll put this little cover on, and then we'll just hang it up and plug it back in. You just don't wanna put your black to the green, because then when you touch the metal on the outside of the building, you get a little surprise. All right, now we'll just tuck everything inside of here, like so. Okay, screw right there. Holy cow. Okay, 1 down, 31 to go.
So the nice part with most of the stuff Keystone sells is it comes sensor ready. So if you want to buy the lights and then later down the road decide, hey, I want to put a motion sensor in, screw this in, you'll see the light flash, and now boom, we can hook it up to our phone and you're ready to go.
That one's not a good example because we have some bulbs burned out, but look at the reflection that's on the 10 on all those lights, and then look at the reflection on that one. Night and day difference right there.
You bring that. I love you. What?
So that's the line where our header is gonna touch. So now we need to make nice cuts here. So basically everything from the line with this joist will come out.
We got our first row of lights up, all the way down to the back. Right on the left side, got Cooper and Zach putting up more over there on the right side right now. But we have our tester sitting here on the bench. We had 30 before in the brightest spot of the building. We have 1 row of lights up over here. And we're hitting a 113 right on top of the vise, just off the lights right above. So I'm looking forward to getting all those ones in over there. And check this out, we got 2 rows right here. We got left, we got right. Let's see what it is right between them. 120, 123. With the way the internals of the camera work, it's a little bit hard to tell the dramatic difference between the lights, but look at this. You can just see the color. Got new ones, got an old one there. We got a new one behind me. Look at that.
Our next task is to get rid of these nails so our beam would come flush up against the flooring, so nothing should stick out here. Some of them I can pull out from the second floor and some of that are under another stuff, so we're simply gonna take the grinder and cut them off here flush. Justin found the nail puller. Thank you.
Yep. So now we have our pallet mountain of all of our old lights that we are no longer going to be using anymore. This is all the lights that we just put up. So we were at 30 when we started, now we're at 159. And in NBA basketball courts, 120?
Yes, sir. When we started here, we had 30 at a good spot. And now we got 20, 23, 20.
reflecting off of the floor. All right, Derek, so if anybody wants to pick up some of these lights, where can they go?
Well, you can go to nwlightingsystems.com or give me a call at 507-626-1580.
You're not going to be mean, right?
It depends what time of day. If it's morning, maybe, you know, waking up a little bit, but no, we'll take care of you. We'll get you treated right.
All right, thanks, Derek.
Thanks, Cole. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Drew.
Thank you.
Hey, where'd you get that?
Good pizza.
So here we are on the second floor. I have some nails already pounded out from down below. These are pretty simple to get rid of. They're super loose because the wood got dry rotted over the years. I think this is about it. The rest we'll have to go down and cut them off with a grinder. There is no really way pulling them out. Right now we're going to cut our king stud, and the king stud is the stud that goes from the bottom plate all the way up to the top plate.
I'll make it an 1/8 short, so 188 and 7/8. Food! You got food?
Tacos with jalapenos for Roman.
Try not to drop the camera.
I'm not turning it. Set them on the ladder first.
Sure.
I'm gonna bring in another LVL beam. Hardy's is good. Before we take it up, we should probably put some glue, right, Cole? Do you know why we're putting glue?
Because Roman.
Because this is a glue lamp.
I insisted.
Did you not want to?
Don't even say that. Roman said, "Who's gonna know?" And I'm like, "I'm pretty sure Cole's gonna see it on the video." Tattletale.
Let me know.
Tattletale.
So what is the difference, Justin, between
I'm not talking.
LVL and micro
I'm not
lens?
talking to you.
Roman, this is simple terminology. It's all in semantics. An LVL is a micro lamp. It's just they have different names. They're by different companies. Justin likes the micro lamps because he gets a 49% commission on the micro lamps versus the LVL. So we, as consumers, want to purchase LVLs, but Justin, he's just trying to brainwash everybody into thinking micro lamps are the only thing that you can have. So that way, all the sales go to him, and then Justin now has more money.
It says LVL here.
It's a micro lamp.
Okay, are you ready? How much longer? You want to stand it up? Or what do you want?
Stand it up, yeah, if you
I
can.
need to pass this. Do I need? Oh. You cleaned it all up.
I
for
cut
me.
it off for you.
Thank you.
Looks like I'm getting here just in time for the first header board to go up. They got it up and in place. They are now installing the boards on the end that actually are going to take the weight that the header board is bearing, and then it's going to transfer it into the ground. So Justin is setting in right now what they call the cripple. Is that correct?
No. Yes, cripple is there's a little board that goes under windowsill, above the doorway, or whatever.
Okay, what is this one then?
This is a jack.
Okay, the jack.
Or cripple.
Because Justin will also say micro lamp and LVL are two different things.
Okay, it's good to know you're in a nice and feisty mood today, Roman.
Let me use my master force. It's not a tape measure, it's master force.
No, you got to be careful though, because this tape measure doesn't read the same as Justin's tape measure, and Justin has an original contractor tape measure, the Stanley Power Lock. Nothing better. That's why it's going in here. Now that they got the header board part up, Justin is getting ready to build a wall over there, so I'm gonna be the go-getter guy for him. If he needs something, I'm gonna supply it to him. That wall is going to be the divider between the entryway that comes in right off the top of the stairs and the bathroom and the pantry. Nick and I are just catching our nightly workout here, and I'm pretty sure I pulled my pec, so pretty much anything on this side of the body is not going. So I've just been able to do left arm workouts all night. Turning into Popeye. It's been about 12 hours since the injury occurred. I slept on it a bit. I am wondering if I tore my pec. I can't really lift it much higher than that. I feel it super up, like right where those tendons ball up in the corner. When I lift my arms and I compare this side to this side, it feels like I'm missing something there that this side has. I don't know if I had that before. You don't notice when nothing's hurting, but I am going to go get it checked out. Okay, putting shoes on. This could be a little difficult. I can't really push my hand in, like, my fisted hand is my good hand, open hand is bad hand. I can push with like probably 2 pounds of resistance with this hand going inward. That is called adduction. Think of it as adding to your body, adding to the center line of your body. But yeah, that hurts. So this might be a little painful right here. Oh, that wasn't bad. Okay, let's go to work for a little bit. Appointment's not for half an hour. Making our way into the big city today.
While I probably was still in bed cuddling, Justin was already at the lumber yard. And he brought some extra, or some more actually, because we were running out, some more studs. So now we can keep building and building until we run out again. Or how many of these studs have you actually dropped off at your house before you got here?
None.
None?
I don't believe him.
Back to a cutting board. Isn't it funny? Not the drawing board, but cutting board.
We made our trip into town. Come to find out, we have a partially torn pectoralis minor. So he says we do not need to do surgery or anything. He just says give it time and do some physical therapy. Kind of keep moving it lightly, but nothing painful. So I wasn't expecting a pec tear.
No lifting for you for a while.
No bench press. But watch out, left-handed arm wrestlers. That's all I can do. Jason and Roman have done a really good job of getting this header board up. It's not actually just one header board, it is 3. And then they glued them together, and then they're screwing them together with 5/16 inch T30 screws. So that's what Roman's putting in right now. He's getting them started with the hammer, and then he's gonna end up drilling that big old thing inside of there. I take that back. Looking at that header, it is actually 4 plies thick. So that is a big board. There's probably 400 or 500 pounds in just header board sitting above our heads. But that's gonna allow us to get rid of this temporary wall, and then we're gonna have an open space going all the way from here over just past the ladder that Roman is standing on.
For the wives, I give you a little bit more power in your tool belt of arguments. If your husband wants to buy a miter saw and he says, I need to cut my lumber straight, you tell him, I'll buy you a speed square for $10 instead of $300 miter saw. And here's why. All you have to do is just put your mark where your size that you needed is. Then the way I do my cuts is I line everything up. I'll have my speed square ready, pointing this way because then I have a lot more contact surface for a parallel cut. All I have to do is this.
Perfect.
And have perfectly straight cut.
We are now ready to take out the temporary wall that separates the dining room from the kitchen. Temporary wall out in front of us. This is how big the gap going from the kitchen behind me into the dining room is going to be. This whole span is going to be big, wide open. It really opens up the space a lot. I'm extremely pleased with how this is turning out. Now that we have this header board in place, we actually need to put one right in the center of the kitchen because there is going to be rooms above us that are going to be bearing weight in the middle of this ceiling. And this is a pretty wide free span to not have anything supporting. So we are going to be putting in a set of jacks over on this exterior wall right next to the window. And then that's going to be taking the transfer of the header that we need to put in. So we're going to have some cutting to do. We're going to be doing a little bit of thinking on this one. I just need your love. What? In order for us to put this big header board in the center of the kitchen ceiling, we need to build a temporary wall over here. We need to build a temporary wall over here because our header board is going to go in the center of there. And we need to cut every single one of these floor joists 5.5 inches wide, which is the width of what our header board is going to be the entire way through the ceiling. And then we have to build a set of jacks over here right next to the window. See how everything's cut right down the middle now? So our temporary wall is holding these floor joists up from the cut over to the outside wall, and then same thing over to there. We are now getting ready to get some measurements so that way we can figure out how long our jacks need to be down, and then also how long our actual header board itself is going to sit right up inside that little groove and then butt right into the big one is going to be. We lost our skid loader for the day, which is nice for carrying these heavy LVLs back and forth, well, from the shop over to the kitchen. So we're having to use manual forklifts today, which is our hands. I can't use my right arm, so left-handed forklift. Get our vitamin D for a minute.
I took mine.
I'm getting mine right now.
Laissez-faire.
What?
Laissez-faire.
What? Say it again.
Laissez-faire.
What is it?
Means hands off.
What language is it?
German, probably.
Oh.
Is this technically OSHA safety approved?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Come on. Come on.
Need a jack.
Yeah, there. Let me put a few more screws so I don't shear it off.
There's header board number 1. We have 2 more plies to go.
Yep.
With any board, we want to make sure that we're measuring twice and cutting once, but we especially want to be making sure we're measuring twice and cutting once with these LVLs, because these ones, they're an engineered wood and they are roughly $300 a board. So if we cut, we want to be a little bit long so that way we have more to trim off, because if we're short and we have to order another one of these, that gets expensive really quickly. Oh, slow reflexes.
Justin, I love you.
I tore my pec, I think.
It's a watershed.
Yeah.
Now that we got the big beam up, we have what is called a hanger. Since we are going to be putting the new beam teed directly into the existing header beam, we need this to hold it up. So new beam will sit on top of this, then every single one of these little holes will be filled with a nail that is going to hold it to the big header board. So that way we have something resting on it. Since we don't have anything underneath holding it up like we normally would, this is our second best option. We're gonna have a bunch of nailing to do. Look at this. We got all of our 6 jacks up on this end of the 4-ply micro lamb, or LVL as Roman likes to call it. Then we have our other 6 2x4s coming down on this side. Look at that. That is just a big old thick piece of wood right there. But that is supporting the entire upstairs. We have a wall built right above it. That is a load-bearing wall up there. So it transfers down into this big header board, and then now everything gets transferred down these big thick pieces down into the basement. So that's why we have to have these built like that. Justin got our beautiful hanger in place. There's like 20 nails each side at least. So that thing is not going anywhere. That is holding up the center of our kitchen ceiling. So since it spans all the way from the outside of the house all the way over to there, we have load going right through the middle of it, so that's keeping everything from being bowed out. We got our jack built in on the other side, so that is 3 2x4s that drop all the way to the plate, which is sitting right on top of the foundation wall. So we have excellent structure, transferring load from up above, down into the foundation wall. We still have our temporary walls in the kitchen because we need some hangers just like that, but going right into the side of the header board for those 2x8s. Now the problem that we ran into, we thought we had them. This is what we have for the big header board, and this is what we need for those 2x8 floor joists. Problem is, these are actually 2x10 floor joists. So the 2x8 ones are just a little bit smaller than these. You basically have to cut this top 3/4 of an inch off in order for it to be right. So we don't have any of those, and we need 60 of them. So somewhere along the lines, we had a little miscommunication where we got 2x10 or 2x12 hangers instead of 2x8 ones. It's not the end of the world. We can bring them back if we are not going to use them, but it would have been really nice to be able to get this wrapped up today. And if we would have realized the 2 boxes that we had sitting in the shed were for the 2x10s or the 2x12s, we could have got new ones this morning while Justin was up at the lumber yard getting the 2x4s for the jacks that are under the header boards. But it's not the end of the world. It's part of the project. It's just part of the fun of it. But now we got these, so if anybody wants to buy them, $100 a piece. Take as many as you want. As far as the partially torn pec goes, working with it today, it actually wasn't all that bad. I definitely had to be careful what I was doing this morning. Like, it hurt to get my arm to here, but now I've been able to loosen it up a bit. I can get it to here. Like, I definitely feel it. It's not a comfortable feeling. The best way I could probably describe it is like if you bend over and try to put your hands flat on the ground while keeping your legs straight, that stretch you would feel in the back of your legs, that it literally feels identical to that burn of the stretch. But I've just been careful with what I've been doing, not doing anything that pushes towards the center of my body. It's weird. I can pull out, I don't feel anything at all. Sometimes I can push. It's like I must use my shoulder to push, or a different part of my chest, because I don't feel it in certain areas. But then you push in a certain way on something you wouldn't think would involve your chest at all, and then you feel it. So been just primarily trying to do left-handed stuff if I can, but like putting screws on and stuff in the impact, that did not bother it whatsoever. I'm a big fan of motion is the lotion, so I'm just gonna try to keep moving it as much as I can. If things are hurting, I'm just not gonna move it as much, but if it's not hurting, I'm gonna move it as much as I can that is pain-free, or just a slight little bit of uncomfortableness. About what I'm doing right now is about what I can do. But I just want to focus on getting blood back into the affected area, because the blood is what brings all the nutrients and everything into it to heal it. So just like someone goes to physical therapy, we do that so that way we can move the muscles, use it, because using it is what ends up ultimately healing it. And apparently scar tissue is what's going to kind of be coming in to heal itself. So I'm hoping that by moving it and keeping it limbered up as much as I can, that is going to help the healing process be better, and maybe there not be as much scar tissue. I don't know exactly how the body works. Just my experience is the more I've moved when things hurt in the past, the better I felt, and the more I did things, the quicker it felt better. So that's the approach I'm gonna take. We'll just take it a day at a time though. But with that being said, I'm tired, everybody's left. Don't forget to head to the link in the description or check out cornstar.farm if you wanna pick up some Cornstar Farms merch. Otherwise, that's all we got for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.